Having a conversation here with head coach Chad Winters for the Key High Hawks. They went down to Don Bosco last week, and the Dons ended up winning the game 68-34. What were the takeaways after looking at the film from last Friday, Coach?
Um, got off to a real slow start. Just weren't ready to go for some reason. Got to figure out what happened there, and as coaches, put them in a better position to succeed a little quicker in the game. Had some unsuccessful first down plays, a couple negative yardage plays, a couple penalties that really knocked us off track there in the first quarter. Dug ourselves in a 20-0 hole. Good thing is the boys didn't quit. They battled back, got it back to 28-22 going into halftime. At halftime, we talked about getting a stop, coming out, going down, punching it back in, brand new ball game. We got our stop, but when we got the ball back, we ended up turning it over. And next few trips down, we couldn't get anything going. Again, we had problems with first down. We were able to move the ball fairly successfully on them, threw for over 300 yards. Had a couple big plays called back for penalties. Missed a couple other big ones. So plays were there. We just couldn't stop them on defense. I mean, they run hard. Had some guys get banged up there in the second half. Had some other guys step in and try to fill in. Credit to them. I mean, that's why district titles go through Don Bosco when they're in your district, and they stepped up and played well in a big game, and we had some things that we need to figure out going forward.
And you mentioned first down efficiency. Looking at your running game, 21 carries, 26 yards. Does that kind of go in and tie into that first down efficiency stat you just referred to?
Yes, most definitely. And I mean, we try to mix it up. I mean, not going to be sit here and say we're going to run the ball every single time on first down, but I mean, obviously it's a big rundown for most teams, and when you're going backwards or you got a penalty and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 15 or 1st and 20, like happened to us a couple times against a good team, that's tough to overcome. And I mean, Don Bosco's a very good team, and you just can't put yourself in that position against teams like that. And we continually did that, and it hurt us big time.
And bottom line, against anybody, when you're -3 in the give take, that's digging yourself too much of a hole. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. And I mean, they went up and made some plays on 50-50 balls, and give credit to them. One of those was late at the end of the first half where we're just kind of throwing it deep, trying to get ourselves in position to score again. So kind of take that one with a grain of salt. But again, they got some great athletes that went out and made some real nice plays on the ball in the air and came down with it. And when you're -3, that typically doesn't bode well for the outcome of the game. Typically, you're going to lose those games, and that's what ended up happening. So the positive thing is, I mean, we put up 34 points against them. Not too many teams are going to put up 34 points against them. So we just got to get some things figured out on the defensive side of the ball going forward.
And you talked about your 304 yards passing. About half of those went to Jackson Schulte, 6 catches, 148 yards, and a score on Friday night. How has Jackson developed throughout the season?
He's just Mr. Steady. He's a kid that comes to work hard every single day in practice. Tough kid, tough farm kid. Does the dirty work when we need it to. Runs the ball hard. Catches the ball out of the backfield. We can line him up out wide. He runs great routes. He's been a little banged up. I actually didn't play him the week before, so try to get him a little healthier. He was able to step up and be a big part of what we did on Friday night.
And this week, you take on a Wrightsville team, and you kind of touched on this going into the Bosco game. Obviously, last week was a big game, but Wrightsville coming into this matchup 3-1, just like you guys. This week's kind of a big ball game too. When you talk about potential playoff seeding and just trying to get things back on the winning track, how big of a game will it be with the Wildcats coming to town?
Oh, for sure, big game. They're sitting same record as we are. We're both sitting 3-1. Both have losses to Don Bosco. Have won our other 3 games, and I mean they're they're a physical team like a typical Riceville team is. They do a lot of things well. They flow the ball hard. They gang tackle. They got a couple backs out in space that are tough. Adams kid, Barron kid have kind of toted the rock for them for the most part, and they got some pretty good athletes out wide that they can throw the ball to. In regards to seeding playoff wise for our district, I mean it's a huge game for both of us, and the kids understand that. Had a very competitive game with them last year here at Lansing, and expecting another competitive game this week. Teams that makes the most plays is going to end up winning the game on Friday night.
All right, Coach. Hopefully that can be you guys. Keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck.
Sounds good, Darren. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Head coach Chad Winters, Key High and Riceville Friday night in Lansing.